Section 1. A tragic spark. The White House shooting. A sudden act of violence near the White House has sent shockwaves across the nation, triggering a profound reevaluation of national security immigration policies. The incident unfolded with tragic speed, resulting in the death of one U.S. National Guard member, leaving another severely wounded. The attack has been described as targeted, instantly raising alarms within the highest levels of government. Authorities responded quickly, apprehending a suspect at the scene. This single event has set in motion a chain reaction, prompting an immediate and decisive administrative response that will impact hundreds of thousands of lives. The shooting occurred while the two Guard members were on duty, part of a deployment ordered to the Capitol in August as part of a broader federal anti-crime initiative. According to officials, the soldiers had only recently been deputized, a procedural step taken just 24 hours prior to maintain their authority for presence patrols in the city. Their orders were originally set to expire on November 30th, but both had volunteered to extend their service. The attack cut short that commitment in the most brutal way, transforming a routine patrol into a national flashpoint and a symbol of a complex and often fraught national debate. The immediate aftermath was a scene of chaos and then, grim resolution as law enforcement secured the area and began their investigation. The news of the shooting spread rapidly, dominating headlines and prompting statements from across the political spectrum. The focus quickly shifted from the crime itself to the identity of the alleged perpetrator and the circumstances that brought him to the United States. This line of inquiry would soon lead directly to the nation's asylum system, placing it under an intense and unforgiving microscope, and prompting calls for dramatic and immediate changes to how the country processes those seeking refuge. For the victims and their families, the event is an unimaginable personal tragedy. One young life, filled with promise and a desire to serve, has been extinguished. Another service member is now engaged in a desperate fight for survival. For the nation, the shooting has become a catalyst, a moment forcing a confrontation with difficult questions about security, immigration, and the balance between compassion and caution. Section 2. The suspect and the victims, profiles in a national tragedy. The individual charged in connection with the shooting is 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakhanwal, an Afghan national. His background has become a central focus of the investigation and the ensuing policy debate. Lakhanwal arrived in the United States in 2021 during the large-scale evacuations from Afghanistan. He was subsequently granted asylum in April 2025 under the current Trump administration. This fact has intensified scrutiny on the vetting processes that were in place not only during his arrival, but also leading up to his asylum approval. He now faces a slate of the most serious charges, including first-degree murder and 2 counts of assault with intent to kill while armed. Further details have emerged that add layers of complexity to his story. According to sources close to his family, Lakhanwal suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. They claim this condition stems from his time in Afghanistan, where he reportedly served in a Zero Unit, a type of Afghan Special Forces group that was sponsored by the CIA and trained by the CIA to combat the Taliban. This history paints a picture of a man who once worked alongside U.S. interests, only to become the alleged perpetrator of an attack on American service members. This complex past complicates any simple narrative and raises difficult questions about the long-term consequences of past conflicts. Section 3. A swift and sweeping response. The asylum freeze. In the hours following the shooting, the federal government's response was swift and unequivocal, focusing squarely on the nation's immigration system. The Trump administration announced a complete halt to all asylum decisions. Joe Edlow confirmed the policy shift in a direct statement. USCIS would pause these decisions until every applicant is vetted and screened to the maximum degree possible. The action effectively freezes the asylum process at every stage. Initial review, final adjudication, leaving applicants' futures in indefinite limbo. This administrative freeze wasn't the only measure. The State Department paused issuing visas, specifically Afghan passports, targeting the suspect's country of origin, signaling a broader review of immigration pathways connected to Afghanistan. DHS launched a comprehensive review of asylum cases approved under the prior administration. A retroactive audit suggests concern for past approvals, potentially opening the door to further actions. President Trump amplified the hardline stance, vowing to shut down immigration from impoverished nations and from conflict-ridden nations. He linked the shooting to lax immigration controls, promising a lasting escalation of the crackdown. These statements, in the emotional aftermath, have set the tone for policy changes to come. The administration signals this is more than temporary. It's the start of an overhaul of the immigration framework and the asylum framework. Practically, the halt stops the asylum system's machinery. Immigration officers will no longer finalize cases, and no new grants of asylum will be issued for the foreseeable future. For thousands who fled persecution and await decisions, the wait is extended indefinitely. The government's rationale, close security gaps that might have allowed the suspect to gain asylum,